The Platform, Spanish film released on Netflix just 2 days ago. The trailer made it look like it was going to be a sort of dystopian horror film in the vein of Cube, but what it actually is more of a concept film, reminiscent of Denis Villeneuve's short film Next Floor. It's supposed to be this metaphor for society, essentially, and honestly, it blew my mind with how good it was at that. The setup is this: a man wakes up in a cell with another older guy. It's a rectangular room with two beds, a faucet and toilet, and a smaller rectangular hall in the middle. The cell is marked with a number 48, which is the number of the floor counting from the top to the bottom. Each day, a platform comes down from the top, floor after floor, containing food. The platform is only loaded once up on top, and how much food gets down to your level depends only on how much food the people above you have eaten. It is not possible to go up. It is certainly possible to go down if you choose to jump down. You can't take food for later. You only have a short window to feed until the platform continues moving. And each month, you and your cellmate will be moved, assigned to another random floor. This is as much this is as much as I'm willing to say, because the film is pretty good at revealing its own mysteries in its own time. What's truly amazing is that this setup that I've given you is basically the first 5 minutes of the film, but the movie manages to keep reinventing itself, so to speak, for an hour and a half. You would expect this sort of concept to work in a shorter story, but surely there's not much more you can squeeze out of it, right, to keep the audience invested. Well, wrong. The film is riveting, and I was engaged throughout its entire runtime. Again, don't want to spoil anything, but so I won't say how exactly it manages to keep things fresh and then change them around. Just know that it does. And through it all, it's essentially a commentary on society as a whole, but perhaps more importantly on individual tendencies and vices and flaws that make up those wider ones of society as a whole. Put it this way: large parts of the film feel very cynical and jaded, and try to expose humanity for its self destructive tendencies. But the film isn't really blaming any them, whoever they might be: the government, the rich, the educated, the politicians, what have you. By shuffling the people between the levels over time, it shows that the exact source of problems that could be attributed to those certain groups are actually born on a very individual level. That whoever we'd like to blame for the problems and injustices of the world, we better take a long, hard look at ourselves first. Ask ourselves the question: what would I do if I was in that position, or in this position? Would I not be the same? Would I not do the same? Coming into the film, my other fear, other than the one that the concept wouldn't stretch to the full feature runtime, was that the movie would get preachy and obvious in its messages. I think it doesn't. I think it manages to avoid those traps, and it's instead intelligent and thought provoking. Fair warning, by the way, it does get gruesome and even disgusting at times, but I think it doesn't overdo those things, and they all serve the story very well. Nonetheless, be warned: if you're a faint heart, maybe this isn't the movie for you. For anybody else, though, if you're looking for a smart, unusual, engaging film that will leave you thinking afterwards, The Platform is bloody excellent.